Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. Today, we get to hear from Alistair Thompson. He's the Senior Vice President of Advanced Technology and Facilities for the USA for a company called Exyte that's just recently moved to Boise. Alistair is Senior Vice President of Exyte's Regional Business Unit in the U.S. and is responsible for the operations and execution of all the projects in the U.S. He joined Exyte in 2011 and has held various management positions in Southeast Asia before relocating to the U.S. in 2023. Alistair has more than 20 years of experience in EPC projects. I can't wait to hear what those are, and holds a degree in financial and project management and construction from the University of Nottingham, Trent. I'm going to bring him on stage. Hi, Alistair.
Hi, Paul. How you doing?
I'm terrific. Thanks for carving out a little time with me today. I'm super honored to be able to have this conversation with you.
No problem. Pleasure to be here, and thanks for sharing some of your time with me. It's all good.
Well, today we're busy at the Chamber. It's Operation Thank You Day, where we thank our members by having volunteers scour the entire community and hand out our new membership directories, which just went live today. We had about 100 volunteers this morning, a little rah-rah breakfast, and off they went. And we're going to finish it off with Sockeye Brewing for a little toast and our after hours tonight. So we're having a great day. How about you?
All good. I can't complain. Got back into Boise this morning from a quick dart down to Dallas. So off the plane, and now I'm here with you.
Terrific. Hopefully no delays, and I hope you enjoyed that direct flight.
It was all good. Smooth running.
All right. So Alistair, again, just to say, I'm honored to be able to share your company with the listeners today. But first, let's talk about you for a minute. I read your bio and some of your accolades and credibility. But tell me a little bit about your background and history of work that led you into this industry.
So, you know, I started with a degree from Nottingham, Trent, and previously I worked for a big UK contractor. I actually started off in rail infrastructure, actually, slightly different to what I'm doing now. So many years ago, I was doing railways in UK, and I did a stint in South America doing that as well. And then sort of early 2000s, decided I wanted to do something a bit different. And that's when I joined Exyte, previously called, when I joined, it was M&W Group. So I joined the company back in 2000. It was January 2011, and I left from Chile and relocated to Singapore. And I spent a good 14 years in Southeast Asia, Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia predominantly. And then obviously with the opportunities in US and CHIPS Act and things like that, I relocated to the US early 2023. And since that point, I've spent a considerable amount of time here in Boise.
Wow. I bet you that being here in Idaho is a lot different from some of those other places you've lived. What do you think about the area?
You know, Boise's an incredible place, actually. I'm amazed at what you have here in Boise. In all honesty, obviously, I have an apartment here. I spend a lot of time here. Had the opportunity of spending a considerable amount of free time here as well. So, you know, the natural beauty that you have in the immediate area, the parks, the green belt, the center. You know, Boise's a great place, and very lucky to be able to spend some time here. Obviously, like, I spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia and seen quite a few different places in the world, and Boise's right up there. It's a really special, a real special place.
That's awesome. I want to spend a little bit of time having you explain the origin story of Exyte. There's over 100 years of experience, and I'd love for you to share kind of the humble beginnings of Exyte, and maybe talk about some of the products that kind of started it. I do these chamber check-ins with businesses, and I have for the past almost 5 years, and I hear often that if it's a company that started out of their garage, right, making something that solves a problem, help me share the origin story of Exyte.
Happy to do so. So Exyte is a German company. We were founded in 1912, and we started out. It was a wood chip extraction machine was the first product that Exyte ever started out with, and it was developed by two gentlemen called Meisner and Wurst. And that patent was achieved in 1912. And Meisner and Wurst is what the old name M&W referred to. So that's where that came to. And then really from then on in, we started off as being a manufacturer for HVAC products. And right through to where we are now, which is obviously we have a full spectrum of services, but we started off really as in production of HVAC components, and that's really where the core of the business started. And then through into the 1990s, we'd branched out into Asia. And that's really where we started to become well known in Asia for our abilities of engineering and construction of semiconductor facilities, right? So from that original starting point, we've sort of fanned out from just being a manufacturer of components to having a full EPC capabilities, as well as our manufacturing arms, where we now manufacture clean room components. So, it's a very diverse and interesting business, and it's developed and come a long way over the 100 years that we've had. And then from there on in, we expanded in Asia and thereafter into the US. And we've had a footprint here in the US for some time now. Admittedly, it was previously slightly smaller scale than what we had in Asia, but now with the increased levels of investment in US and the drive to bring semiconductor manufacturing back to the US, we see huge opportunity for us here, and hence there's many of us now relocating to support the opportunities in front of us here in the US.
Wow. Small company in Germany, Singapore, Southeast Asia, expansion to US. How long has the expansion to US been going on?
So at the US, we were here in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And it's been we've had a consistent footprint since then. It's just the scale of the projects in US have not been as great as those that we've been seeing in Asia, but now there's a huge change. So we have a really good infrastructure here in the US. One of our subsidiaries, Diversified Foods, have been in Boise for a number of years. We've got a number of regional offices. So Boise, obviously, being our newest, but we also have offices in upstate New York. We're in Dallas, and we're also in Phoenix.
And so the Northwest hub, or I guess the West hub of the U.S., is Boise. Why did Exyte? I mean, you could go anywhere in the world, and I would imagine, I'm reading the writing on the wall. We've got great talent. We've got great taxes or lower taxes. Tell us a little bit about why Boise.
So we see Boise as a great opportunity for us. Obviously, between Idaho, Portland, and Utah, there's a number of clients there that we're able to service. Those are existing clients. They're well known to us. So it's ideally located for us. And obviously, In the short time we've been here, we've had a very warm welcome, and we see that we're able to form some very strong relationships, for instance, with the likes of yourselves and the universities, and it's a place that we see real potential for us to have a long-term footprint. And really, what we're looking to, well, what we are doing here is we're looking to have a regional engineering office set up in Boise, and that's the commit we've made down here at Shoreline, where we're looking to, as a minimum, have 100 additional engineering jobs out of this office. And obviously, with the current projects we've got going on, the headcount we have here at the moment is far in excess of that number. But this is a long-term objective for us. So this is something where we see true value, and we want to put in some deep foundations here and build a regional office. That's the plan, and so far really good. Happy to be here, and everything's going really well for us.
Well, thanks for taking the leap of faith coming to Idaho, especially investing right downtown Boise along the river. You mentioned Shoreline Drive, taking over that space is just a huge thing. We're so appreciative of a company like Exyte coming in and hiring, local talent too, which is, I think, is really cool that people may not know about.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've already hired a number of people locally. We're very happy with the location that we're in. It's a great office space, great location. Like you say, we're just off from the river there, and it's actually been nice because many of the employees have commented and complimented us on the office. So, they have somewhere that they're happy to come and do a day's work, which makes me happy, and that's the way it should be, right? People should enjoy coming to work and enjoy the space they're in. So we're thankful, and we're very pleased to have found the space that we've got.
Well, it's a great segue, and I wanted you to share a little bit about the mission and the vision, and specifically the culture. I get to work with Chelsea Miller at your team, and it's been great, the transition with bringing people into Exyte. We just had a ribbon cutting a couple months ago at your space. Help me share a little bit about company culture and kind of the mission and vision of Exyte.
Yeah, okay. No, happy to do that. So, the industry that we work in is one that can be challenging. We have, we're servicing clients that have very aggressive and important timelines. So it's an industry that comes with a huge responsibility, right? And for us to function well in that, we have to have a strong company culture. So for me, it's really one of forming a environment where people feel that they have trust, that they're supported, that we're collaborative, and that really, they feel like empowered to get after the day. So we're really all about having a positive environment where we support people with robust controls, but also allow that sort of entrepreneurial spirit and ideas and that sort of thing. And there's a huge opportunity for us, as I mentioned earlier, in the US, where we see huge growth. So there's an opportunity to be at the same time. There's going to be some growing pains there with the rate of growth that we have to come in, and that's where really we have to spend time to make sure that we do have that sort of great working culture and great environment for people to come into. And we're talking about we're engineering and building facilities that are enabling future technology. So it's kind of bringing technology to life, and that's our focus.
Well, I'll just add that the space is beautiful. It's open. It's new. You've got a cool bike rack area. You've got a great break room area. as well. And when we had that ribbon cutting and ceremonial opening, there were smiles on all of your associates' faces, and they were excited to invite people in. And there was probably 120, 150 people there. And so I think it just goes without saying, just the access and the parking, right? I think is really great. And then the access to the river. And then you also partner with that Saturday market as well. And I love that partnership as well. So anyway, I just had to add that stuff into there. For those that don't understand the economic impact that Exyte's going to have on Boise and already has, help expand on that a little bit.
So, in the US, Exyte's revenue for the previous year, I think, was about 1 billion US. We see that being considerably greater for the foreseeable future. So we're seeing a huge amount of growth opportunity there. Obviously, to do that additional work and that increased revenue takes, we need people, of course, and we've committed as a minimum there's going to be 100 new engineering jobs. In actual fact, the number of people that we're going to be hiring locally is in excess of that because of current commitments in the immediate area. Obviously, we have a large project here in Boise, which is a significant undertaking. So yeah, I mean, across the US, obviously huge growth opportunity. It's going to take people, and we see that this office can facilitate a lot of that, right? So the whole point of, yes, we want to grow a regional engineering hub, but also this office will be able to support other projects in and around the US. That's the grand plan.
Love it. All right. Everybody wants to know, how does Exyte get involved in this community? All great Idaho companies leave a legacy behind. Yeah. Well, what are some of the things that you could share? You've invested in the chamber. I think you've invested in the Boise Valley Economic Partnership. Tell us some other stuff that people may not know about your community involvement.
Look, Paul, when we sort of decided to come to Boise, one of the key things that we wanted to focus on was community engagement. It's very important to us. We want to be a good corporate citizen. We want to have a good impact on the environment and the people here. So it's really something that we've talked about a lot, and we've sort of obviously put a considerable amount of effort into it. And we sort of came into it saying, we don't want to dictate what that looks like. We're going to come in, we're going to listen, we're going to see what already exists. There's a lot of good things already ongoing, and we're going to do our best to be a partner in those and support those. So there's a number of things. We've various volunteering tasks that we've done, which have been good, and plenty of participants from our side. There's the relationship forming with the local education departments and Boise State. So look, we're obviously in the beginnings of that. It will evolve. We will continue to work and add to our community engagement program. Obviously, we're doing a lot of things with in terms of education and the STEM groups. So we continue to work on it, evolve, and I think so far it's been very well received, and I'm pretty pleased with what we're doing in that space. And we're now working on what our program is going to look like for the next year. So looking forward to seeing what we can achieve there and how we can contribute.
How can we help, Alistair? Yeah, you're going to be hiring 100 different people. What type of job openings are you looking to fill? And how can the business community help and support Exyte?
I think From my viewpoint, our move into Boise has been a really, really nice experience. I've never been somewhere where we've been so well welcomed by everyone, and it's really, we've got Chelsea, who we have here, who's very well connected through the the very, very good network, right? So we feel very supported already, and it's just nice to come here and see how pleased people are that we're here, and we really feel the same. We feel touched by the welcome that we've had, and certainly, yes, there's still plenty of hiring to be done. We're working on that. I just had a very good session with a group of interns that we took in from for this year. They've got another 2 weeks with us before they go back to their university, and it was really nice to see the positive feedback that they had. So I feel very positive about what we have here, and there's not much more I could ask for in terms of support from everybody in the community. It's been fantastic.
Well, I would encourage anybody who wants to learn more. I have your website scrolling on the bottom of the screen, exyte.net. From 1912 as M&W company, I have to ask before we leave, and this is off script here, so Chelsea, beware. What is Exyte? What is that? What is EXYTE? Obviously exciting that Exyte's here, but help me understand. I've never asked this question before. For what does Exyte stand for?
It's the first time I've been asked it as well, actually. So thanks for that one at the end there, Paul. But no, Exyte was part of a rebrand that took place in 2018. We were previously M&W Group. Exyte is there. It's supposed to be signify being future focused. So I guess to your point, yes, Exyte is exciting. It's future focused. It's evolving, and that's really where the name came from. So we've been Exyte since 2018.
Awesome. Hey, before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to educate the public on while we have you?
No, Paul, just like to, say appreciate the chamber. Thanks for your support, and, appreciate everyone and thank everyone for the warm welcome that Exyte have had in Boise, and we look forward to being here for many more years to come.
Awesome. Alistair, say hi to Andrew and Chelsea and the whole team from us here. Thank you for your investment with the chamber and BVEP and this entire community.
Thanks, Paul.
You bet.
Cheers.
Have a great weekend.
See ya.